This guy, nope, not that guy. This guy is Karl Marx. You may have heard of him. He's the founder of everybody's favorite political ideology, communism. According to the book Communism for Kids by this guy, in a communist system, individual people do not own land, factories, or machinery. Instead, the government or the whole community owns these things. Here is a short clip I borrowed from a website dedicated to the Communist Party of Russia. Let's just analyze the bias in this clip. Here we see an absolutely stunning visual depiction of Joseph Stalin. This image shows a strong bias towards communism, as they are depicting a murderer as a superhero while highlighting the very few advantages of communism, such as equality, socialism, and no big, stupid business monopolies. Fun fact. Using the Google Books Ngram viewer, the use of the word communism in books peaked in the year 1966. Some people, like me, are visual learners. I have provided a very in-depth professional diagram to help solidify your understanding of what communism is. In theory, communism would have put everyone on equal footing, but in practice, communism allowed governments to control citizens because the fundamental basics were distorted. Communism has failed in practice because the governments have forgotten about the democratic aspects of the ideology, which results in the splitting of social classes, which is exactly what communism wanted to abolish in the first place.
China
became a communist country in 1949, with Vietnam only following about 30 years later in 1975, and then Cuba following only 10 years later in 1959. Which brings me to my next point. This little island right here. Let's just zoom in a bit on that. This is Cuba. This is where I stayed. The country is currently run by this guy, Raul Castro, who in 2008 took over from his brother Fidel Castro, who died in late 2016. Raul's current position of power in Cuba is approximately equal to Justin Trudeau's. Oh, look at that hair. Since 1965, Cuba has been governed by a highly centralized system headed by the Communist Party of Cuba, which is the only authorized political party and rules as, quote, the highest leading force of society in the state, according to the Constitution. The party monopolizes all government positions, including judicial offices. Though not a formal requirement, party membership is a de facto prerequisite for high-level official positions and professional advancement in most areas. Although non-party members are sometimes allowed to serve in the National Assembly, the Communist Party vets candidates for any elected office. Hey, remember this guy? Yeah, he runs things up here. We have a responsible government. We have federal, provincial, and municipal governments which are elected by anyone over the age of 18 who chooses to vote. We have a responsibility in Canada to exercise our right to vote. We have a parliamentary system, and theoretically the Queen of England is our head of state, represented by the Governor-General in Ottawa, whose name escapes me right now.